Felicia Cowden, your county councilwoman. Happy and delighted to be giving you an update. I'm glad that people are tuning in to get the summaries of what we're doing in our county council meetings. And today, which was April 24th, we started off with two basically really uplifting and fun elements, really honoring young people. So our first hero of the day for our county is Griffin Lynn. He is our Hawaiian swimming SCY age group champion. He is 9 years old, and oh my goodness, he's like one of the fastest in his age group in our country. And so it was really uplifting and fun to begin the day listening to this humble young man and his coach and one of the other parents involved. And he took first place overall for the 10 years and under boys division. Looking at all these things, 50-yard fly, 50-yard breaststroke, 50-yard backstroke, 100-yard breaststroke, 100-yard freestyle, 200-yard individual medley, and the 100-yard fly. I think that means butterfly. And he placed third in the 50-yard freestyle. So he was the youngest competitor in his age bracket, but he also got all the best points overall. And so every once in a while when we're honoring people, we really get to have these opportunities. You know, poor kid, he's there. Everybody's thinking he's going to be Olympian. Might be, because he is in fact that good. We also had an 18-year-old, she just turned 18, La'akea Chun, and we appointed and confirmed her to the Charter Review Commission. What she did as a senior project at Kauaʻi County Charter School is she came up with the idea that we should have teenagers, like a junior, senior in school, on each of our boards and commissions. So that's going to be a charter amendment that will be on the ballot. I'm certainly going to vote for it. Now, these teenagers won't have a voting position, but they will be an active member of the boards and commissions. And so I think, you know, it's sort of uplifting to really have that involvement of the emerging generation, because that's who all these policies are for. So I'm hoping that La'akea is not only now officially she's turned 18 to be a part of the Charter Review Commission, but that her ballot amendment actually prevails, because I don't really see any downside in including an emerging adult as a voice to give an opinion and to be able to have influence. They might not be old enough really to have a vote because they're still learning what works, but certainly to have them influencing. So that was another really big, exciting moment. And a lot of the classmates, teachers, grandparents, uncle, mom, dad, they were all there. So that was really nice. And then most of what we did in the main part of the meeting might be a little bit administrative for the viewers, but I'm going to give you some bullet points of what we did. Like, we accepted a grant from Hawaii Emergency Management Agency, actually a grant of products. So they gave us 28 different generators. And so our Kauaʻi Emergency Management will decide where they go. It's mostly like fire stations and neighborhood centers, and ones with the police department, the housing department. So they'll have shelters. And especially coming away from a pretty recent flood situation, that really highlights how important it is that we're able to handle if we have a big power outage. So that one was a good one. And then we did a number of smaller pieces that have to do with training grants and strengthening our emergency management agency and getting some new software for it. So I get all excited about that as your committee chair for public safety. Something I'm very committed to is looking at how we could have better, more safe evacuation routes. So when I look at what some of this software is, it might I will check into it, how well it can interface with that. We also had what for me was an interesting discussion when we were talking about indemnification for valuation on our, that basically means appraising, finding out how much our public spaces are worth. But that is our risk management section, being able to determine which properties are worth $1 million or more and update our replacement costs. But again, terribly meaningful after we've just experienced some flooding. So we used that opportunity to talk about the struggles in the insurance industry right now. So I know myself and many others are really paying attention to what is the possibilities for our home insurance or business insurance, and checking ahead of time to make sure we are solid. Okay, another rather robust discussion that we had was about the policy that has to do with something called a Community Development Block Grant. So we have a program that can grant money where we can buy a house and help to resell it to people. This was a really nice one on Poipu Road in Kauaʻi. A simple house, 900 square foot house, but right across from Kauaʻi Elementary School. So we were just talking about what it is to be able to buy these houses and to be able to place people in these houses for a purchase. It's kind of like a leasehold purchase. Right there in Kauaʻi on Poipu Road for people who are 80% or less of the area median income. So we had a big discussion, but what I do want to tell people who are listening is if you go to kauai.gov/housing and choose the button about being a home buyer, you get on our home buyers list. We work really hard to help people who might not otherwise be able to afford a home buy a home. So we did that. We also talked just about, there was a community energy block grant that came forward where we bought 2 more electric vehicle charging stations, and those are going to be going into the multifamily housing, multi-unit apartments in the Lima Ola area in Elieli. Gave us an opportunity to talk about having provision for electric vehicles in town. I mean, in our communities, so we paid for that one. And then there's something also called the Hawaii State Association of Counties. So all 4 of the counties, Hawaii, Maui, Kauai, and Oahu, which is called City and County of Honolulu, we've got our little group where we work together and try and influence state government. And when we go to conferences in different places, we go sometimes as a team. We have a lot more clout. As a group, Hawaii is one of the smallest populations in the country of 50 states, but we are actually small but mighty, and we're really welcome everywhere we show up, but we tend to show up as a team and we learn together. So we looked at the operating budget of the Hawaii State Association of Counties, and I would say beyond in our executive session when we looked at some of our different lawsuits, that's what we always are having to look at too. That was basically our Wednesday, April 24th, 2024. And if you want to see the whole program, you go to Hawike, channel 53, or you could go to kauai.gov and click on webcast meetings or Kauaʻi County Council, and you can see us and learn more, and we really appreciate you.